Millions of seniors and children are going to receive $0 in food stamps this November, according to a plan just released by the Trump administration. And this is in direct contradiction to what the administration had said in court, in federal court, just 2 days ago. The Trump administration went to court and told two federal judges that they were going to pay partial SNAP benefits for November. A lot of us were expecting at least 65% of benefits to be issued in November. Well, when they released the plan, it turns out that millions of seniors and children are going to get zero benefits in November. And let's review the headline so you can see how serious this is. So, this is from NPR. Trump plan for smaller SNAP benefits this month may leave millions with none at all. And then the New York Times did a story this morning, even going further at explaining how draconian these plans are. It says some SNAP recipients may not receive food stamps under White House policy. Anti-hunger groups and state officials have warned that the administration's plan to make partial payments are onerous and could result in severe harm to children and seniors and those on disability who depend on food stamps tremendously. Here is another headline that goes even further. It says Americans on food stamps have no good options. And then finally, if you want to see how this is affecting things at the state level, let's look at this headline from the Texas Tribune. And it's saying that, look at that headline. We don't know what we are going to eat. Texans are still waiting for November SNAP. And so, and then it gives a story, of, profile somebody. Although the federal government has said it would deposit half of the benefits, Texans are still unsure when the money will land in their account. This is a national story. So I am going to explain to you what is happening, what you can expect in your food stamps EBT card, and where this is all going, and how you are going to get your full benefits this month, if that's even possible. So stay with me till the end of the video. I have a lot to unpack in what is happening right now with SNAP. My name is Kwame Kwade. I am a government benefits expert. For 15 years, I've been helping seniors get the retirement benefits they deserve. I create content on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and other personal finance topics that affect seniors and their retirement, their benefits, and their finances. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am glad you're here. Do me a quick favor, go into the comments and let me know your city and your state, because I like to know where you guys are watching my channel from. Plus, if you've been watching my channel for a while, welcome back. I am glad you're here. We have a lot to cover, so let's dive right into it. So I am going to start by going to the NPR story and walk you through what this is about. So Trump planned for smaller SNAP benefits this month may leave millions with none at all. All right, so cuts to food stamp benefits. Let me make sure you can see this. Well, you can. So it says cuts to food stamp benefits for low-income Americans may be far steeper this month than expected, and millions could receive nothing at all, according to a new analysis. The Center for Budget and Policy Priorities, a left-leaning research and policy institute, analyzed the partial SNAP benefits plan sent on Tuesday. Today is Thursday, by the Trump administration to the states. It found that roughly 40% of households that get the maximum level of food stamp benefit will see their benefits cut by half. So if you're getting full benefits, you're going to get half. But those with some income, whether it's from Social Security, that's why I wanted to make sure that you understand this. Those with some income, whether from Social Security or disability or employment, will lose a larger share. Some 1 to 2% household will get just $12, the center found, and as many as 1.2 million households will get $0. Guys, this was not what was promised. And let me walk you through how we got here. So a few days ago, the Trump administration went to court and said that, they were reviewing a judge. Okay, well, let's even step a little bit further. So November food stamps were not going to be paid. The Trump administration was not going to pay food stamps. A bunch of states took them to court and told them that, hey, there is an emergency fund that Congress has set aside to pay SNAP benefits. You guys were supposed to use that to pay SNAP benefits during the government shutdown or any other emergency. The government shutdown is an emergency, so use that money like you did before. They've done this before, like you did before in the previous Trump administration, where you use the same emergency money to pay SNAP benefits. Why are you not doing it now? You need to do what the law requires. So they took them to court. Two federal judges ruled that the states were right. The money that was in the emergency fund needs to be used to pay SNAP benefits. And so then the administration went to court to get some clarification. So here's where we are. So the president, had said he was going to uphold what the court has saying. He came out and said over the weekend, I am going to pay food stamp benefits just like the court has said. And then he changed his mind and said he was not going to pay it at all. That created a whole confusion over the weekend into Monday. And then Tuesday, the administration came back and said, we changed our mind again. We are going to pay. And so they released a plan. That was supposed to guide states on what they need to do to really, comply with this judge's order. And before even anything happened, the judge gave the Trump administration two options. Option one was pay full SNAP benefits, find money from other places, add it to the money in the emergency fund, and then pay full SNAP benefits. Option two, use the money that is in the emergency fund and pay partial SNAP benefits starting Wednesday, which was yesterday, November the 5th. The administration said they were going to do partial benefits. They're going to use the $5.5 billion in the account and pay partial benefits for November. So that's what they told the judge. Meanwhile, I told you the president has said he was not going to do that. He's changed his mind. And then the White House came back again, like this story is saying. White House says it will make SNAP payments after the Trump threatened to defy the court. This is from the New York Times. And so that's the background to this. And then now they released the plan, and I'm going to share you the plan that was released and how we found out that you are going to get $0. But before I do that, here's the thing. I know a lot is going on. Even if you watched my video for the last couple of days, the last 10 days, there's been so much going on with SNAP. If you want to stay on top of all of this, text the word SNAP to 443-293-0080. You will join thousands of seniors that are receiving text messages from me directly, updating you on breaking news and updates, anything in and out of Congress that could affect your benefits, your retirement, and your pocket. Text the word SNAP to 443-293-0080 and you join my text list. It is free of charge and it will keep you informed on what you need to know about all the million things that are happening. I'm just going to tell you what you absolutely have to know. So now I am going to share with you something some people that I follow on Twitter that have highly, the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities. I follow them on Twitter because they know what's happening. And when things are happening with SNAP benefits, they are the people I go to. So here is the Center for Budget, and they found out that the report that was released by this Trump administration was not correct. So I'm going to share with you a little clip of that so that you can see how much research I have to do in order to bring you news and updates. So this is Twitter. So it says CPBB analyzed USDA's contingency fund spending plan and found it to only release 2/3 of the funding they committed to in a court filing, cutting family SNAP benefits far more than necessary, violating USDA's own regulation, and shortchanging millions of families. And then it goes on to say, in total, we estimate the administration plan will results in only 3 billion in total SNAP issued, about 2/3 of the money that's in there. We estimate the USDA plan will also result in roughly 60% cut in average benefits. We estimate that only roughly 35% reduction in maximum benefit was necessary. So basically, they're saying that, and here they're saying nearly 1.2 million households will get $0. So these guys analyzed everything. Nearly 5.4 million households will receive $12. So when I read this, I was like, oh, okay, I need to dig in further. And so that is when I went online trying to find out what other news organizations are reporting about this. And then found out that it is indeed what the administration is planning to do. Millions of people are going to get $0. Millions are going to get $12 a month. And if you're on Social Security or disability or you work, you are worse off in November because they are reducing your benefits substantially. It means they're deliberately doing that. And so, as I have been saying for a while now, I think that the SNAP situation is so volatile that I don't really know what to believe and what not to believe, because the administration will say one thing, like they did over the weekend, that they were going to pay SNAP benefits. They went to court, federal court, and said that. And then the president said, we're not going to do it. And then that created confusion for 2 days. And then the White House, not the president, the White House came back and said, well, we changed our mind. We're going to do it. And then they released a plan that went to the states. And now we're finding out that that plan is paying less money than they had even committed to do. So, first of all, 100% is this. They said they were going to pay half. And then the half that they said they're going to pay, now they're even paying less than half. So they are shrinking how much benefits you're going to get. Even things that they say they're going to do, they're still not doing that. And so here's what I'm going to tell you. I think that there's so much volatility happening with SNAP. I don't think it's going to be resolved this month until, the government shutdown happens. A part of me feels like it's a deliberate attempt to just gut the SNAP program, because all of this does not make sense. The money is there and they're still not releasing the money. So it makes me feel like it's a deliberate attempt to just gut the SNAP program. Or there may be something else going on that I don't know, but it doesn't feel good. So here's what I'm going to tell you. There is a lot of states that are helping. Okay. A lot of states are helping citizens during this month. So I believe you should turn to your state and see what your state is doing to help. So here are states and what they are doing. I'm going to walk you through that, so that we can talk about, help that is coming at the local area while this whole federal thing plays out. So Alabama is putting $1 million. The city of Birmingham, Alabama, is putting $1 million into SNAP benefits to help people. Arizona is putting 1.8 million into food banks. So basically, a lot of states are putting money with food banks to help SNAP recipients get quick aid. California, $80 million. Colorado is putting about $10 million. Let me take this off the screen so that you can see the entire screen. Connecticut is putting $3 million to help people through food banks. Okay. And there's more. I'm going to go through all the states that are doing something. There's 23 states right now that are helping. District of Columbia, $30 million. They're going to pay SNAP benefits for November. And then Hawaii, $2 million in food bank aids and some utility assistance. Illinois, $20 million poured into food banks. Iowa, $1 million. They are matching donations to food banks by up to $1 million. Now, let's see what is next. More states are coming. Bear with me for a second. Louisiana, 150 million. I don't trust that number, so I'll confirm that. Maine, 1.2 million. Maryland started with 10 million, the state where I live, and now I've increased the money to $62 million. Massachusetts, $8 million. up from 4 million. Michigan, I think it's 90 million. It's not 900 million. Minnesota, $4 million in help. So as you can see, states are stepping up. So if you're feeling disillusioned, if you're feeling hopeless, turn to your states because they are putting a lot of money. They understand what's happening and are here to help. Missouri, $10.6 million. Nevada, $30 million. New Hampshire, $2 million. New York, 106 million, up from 65 million. That's a ton of money because almost 3 million people are on food stamps in New York State. So it makes sense that they're putting a ton of money in there. So we have North Carolina, 10 million. Ohio, 7 million. And now they're at 18 million. Oregon, 5 million. Pennsylvania, 60 million from 25 million. Rhode Island, 200,000 to help specific groups of people. I mean, it's a much smaller state, so that makes sense. And um, Vermont, 6.3 million. And Washington State, 2.2 million. Vermont, I already talked about that. I think that's a repeat. And then West Virginia, 13 million. Wisconsin, 69 million has been requested. So what does this all mean? I'm telling you that the federal level, there's still confusion. I'm hoping to get clarity tomorrow. So I'm going to do a video tomorrow night, Friday night, to update you probably at 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. to update you on where things stand with November food stamps. But right now, the best I can tell you is that make sure that you are taking advantage of what your state is doing. Local churches and other religious organizations are stepping up in a big way to help SNAP recipients while the federal government figures out what it's going to do and figures out a straight story that aligns with what they say they're going to do and keep their promises and not just, you know, take us on this roller coaster ride that is daily, daily, daily. And people like me who come here to tell you what's happening, sometimes I feel like I don't even want to come and do the video because I will come and tell you something the day before, and I'm excited that we have progress with, and then have to come back and take that all back because the president changed his mind or the administration said they were going to do something, and I come and tell you, and then they end up doing the opposite or doing nothing close to what they said they were going to do. It's very frustrating to say the least. And look, I come from, I'm saying this with all due respect because I know that people are suffering and I know that it is not what you want to hear. And so I'm saying that I understand your frustration. That's the biggest point I want to make. And I am doing my best to make sure that I bring you information that is accurate as I can get it and quickly. So that is my commitment to you to make sure that you get accurate and timely information. So finally, let's talk about Medicare because we are in the open enrollment season and I want to make sure that you have peace of mind at least about Medicare because with all the mess that's going on with SNAP benefits, let's get some peace of mind about Medicare during this open enrollment season. And I've committed to helping 100,000 seniors get that peace of mind. Why? Because why not get the best out of something that you have paid into and you are entitled to? But a lot of seniors don't because 90% of all seniors are in their wrong Medicare plan. So it's costing you money and it's costing you your health because, a lot of seniors find themselves in a situation where they need medical services and they find out that their Medicare plan does not cover something that they thought was covered. Or there were changes that happened and they did not review the changes thoroughly and they automatically renew their plan and then later find out that the plan does not cover everything that they needed. So my job is to help you figure that out. And so when I mean peace of mind about Medicare is to make sure that you, whether you're staying with original Medicare, but you're changing your Medigap plan, or whether you are in Medicare Advantage and you are changing your Medicare Advantage plan, or you are making sure that your plan, the current plan you're on, fits your needs before you move forward with it. that you've compared it with everything that you are eligible for and available to you in your local area before you make that decision. That's why we have partnered with Chapter Medicare. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. In the meantime, the headlines alone tell the story. Everywhere I turn, there is something crazy happening with Medicare. And, you know, as you know, that's why I say 90% of all seniors are in the wrong Medicare plan, is because it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up. So you see the headlines and you see all the changes that are happening to Medicare. Hospitals dropping advantage plans leaving certain states, and changes to original Medicare starting in January. If you live in specific states, you are going to need pre-authorization if you're on original Medicare to get certain services, procedures, and devices. And so what does that mean? Well, we trust Chapter because we've sent over 3,000. It says 2,000, but it's grown to 3,000 of our viewers like you who have called Chapter and gotten that peace of mind about Medicare. What would they do when you call them? They will look at your current plan and let you know if that is the best plan for you in terms of your budget, the provider network that you need, and the prescription coverage that you need. So call 539-205-2147. And if you rather they call you because it's open enrollment and the lines are busy, probably, usually if you call during the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, they're open, you'll get through really fast. But if you rather that they call you, then fill out the form at askchapter.org/insider or call the number on the screen, 539-205-2147, and let them, at least you owe it to yourself. It's free. It's unbiased advice. And these guys are waiting for your call because these are the guys you'll be talking to. I pulled this from their website. They are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Tons of 5-star reviews that I've been reading constantly on my videos. But here's the thing. You can save $1,100 on Medicare during the open Medicare Advantage open enrollment. So here's what I'm going to say. You owe it to yourself to get peace of mind, at least about Medicare. While there's all this confusion around SNAP benefits, you owe it to yourself to make sure that your Medicare is the right plan for you. Give Chapter a call. We trust them and we know they'll take care of you. So if you like what you heard, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update on SNAP benefits, letting you know exactly what is happening to your benefits. Thank you for watching.